What is up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here. We back at with another NFL record prediction. Well, we're here for another prediction, and we're here to give you my week 11 predictions. So last week I went 7-7, which that's almost kind of not my best week, and then overall record 77 and 57. So yeah, so I'm hoping that we do a lot better this week. So before I get started with my week 11 predictions, don't forget to put the thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below who you think is going to win this week. So yeah, so we're gonna get started. So although we got the Bucks, Dolphins, Jaguars, and Seahawks are on a bye this week, so yeah, which that's good. So we're gonna get started here. So first game we have the Tennessee Titans hosting the Green Bay Packers. Now, Green Bay's -3. This game is in Lambeau Field. So, yeah. So, I kind of like look at those matchups because I feel like both these two have a great defense, and they both can stop the run really well. Offensively, they're pretty good. Now, I like what the Packers did offensively, though. Christian Watson had a big day. He went for 3 tutties, and he really dominated that Cowboys defense. That's what I like to see. On the flip side, the Titans, you know, their defense was very solid against the Broncos because I like what they did. Christian Fulton, I think some player on the Titans stole that interception. I think he stole that interception to get the win. That's why I like what they did. But they kind of didn't really look pretty good in the first half, but the second half was awesome. So I feel like in this game, I think Tennessee is going to move the ball on them because Derrick Henry is a stud at running back. He's one of the best running backs in the NFL, which I think the Packers defense might get ran on a little bit because of Derrick Henry. But I think what they can do offensively – which I think what they can do offensively, they can find a way to move the ball against the Titans defense. But I don't think the Titans defense is going to stop them much because Aaron Jones is a stud at running back. So, yeah. So he could be tough to contain because what he did last week, he dominated the Cowboys defense. So, yeah. But I kind of felt the Titans do match up well with the Packers on paper really good because they can slow down the run. Their secondary is solid, which I think they can cover receivers. Like, they won't let guys wide open. So, yeah. But I think the Packers defense is a lot better in this game because when I look at the Packers, their secondary is very strong. And plus, they can play the pass really well. And I don't think the Titans, I don't really know if they have enough weapons to dice up their secondary. Which I think they can. I think maybe either Jair Alexander can do a good job covering either Robert Woods or Treylon Burks. So maybe he can find a way to confuse a rookie receiver. And then your safety duels, who you got, you know, they got Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage, and Jonathan Abram, which I think one of their safeties can probably cover. I think they can find a way to cover Austin Hooper. So, yeah. So, I think their defense plays better in this game. So, by the way, I'm going to lean towards the Packers to win this game because they're at home. And plus, Lambeau Field is a tough place to play at, especially on Thursday night when it's at home and they're coming off a massive comeback win against the Cowboys. It's on a short week. So, yeah. So, and also they're at home and they have the better quarterback. So, I'm going to take the Packers to win. But give me the 3 points, though. I'll take the +3. So, I'm going to say the Titans do cover the points in this game. So I think it's gonna be close, but I'm gonna say the Packers win like 27-24. So yeah, so I will take the Titans to cover plus the 3, but I'll take the Packers to win the game, and hopefully that'll keep their season alive to stay in the playoff hunt. Okay, next game we have the Chicago Bears versus the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta's favored by 3.5. Now, I call it a trap game for some reason because I believe this game can definitely go either way, though. Now, we already know that the Bears, they're really not good winning on the road against tough opponents. And plus, the Bears are coming off a tough loss against the Lions, and Atlanta's coming off a tough loss against the Panthers. So, by the way, I think that the Bears are a bad matchup for the Falcons because what the Falcons like to do defensively, they play the run really well and they can play the pass really well. I feel like Dean Pease has done a good job with his defense a little bit, but they haven't really performed great. But Arthur Smith, I think he can find a way to coach the offense up. Like maybe if Mariota can at least I feel like he can find a way to dice up that Bears defense because the Bears secondary is atrocious because they don't have any corners they can cover, especially Drake London, which he's a great receiver, and Kyle Pitts is a great tight end. So those guys could be tough to cover. So, yeah. So, and plus, I think Atlanta can move the ball on them offensively and defensively. And plus the Bears' run in defense is really bad because the Bears trade a lot of players. So, yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears' defense play as good because I kind of feel like without those players that the Bears traded, their defense still played really good, but it hasn't played really well. So I could definitely lean towards Atlanta here because Atlanta's at home, but Mariota's been bad though. So, and Justin Fields has been a monster lately. Like, think about it. The Bears should have at least beat the Dolphins and the Lions. They could have at least won 2 straight games. No, they could have won almost 3 because here's the thing. They should have beat the Washington Commanders and they should have beat the Dolphins and they should have beat the Lions. I'm telling you. They should have beat the Dolphins and the Lions. I mean, they could have at least won 2 straight games. Here and now, you know why? Because Justin Fields out there was running over he was shredding past defenses. I'm telling you. And I think the Falcons, what they'll struggle with, I think they'll struggle with Justin Fields. Because think about this. But I don't think the Falcons are going to get ran on a lot. I think they're going to get ran on in this game. And plus, their defense, but I kind of feel like the Falcons defense can do enough to slow him down, force him into some tough throws, not let him be that ridiculous Michael Vick throwback and so all that, because that's how Justin Fields is looking for 2 weeks now. He was looking like Michael Vick out there. So yeah. So by the way, I know this game's in Atlanta though, but I'm gonna take the Bears to win this game, even though the Falcons are better than people think. I'm rolling with the Bears here for some reason because I just kind of feel like the Bears offensively can move the ball on Atlanta because Atlanta's secondary is atrocious. So I believe that maybe because I think the wide receiver duels of Mooney and Claypool, I think those guys can be tough to cover, especially Cole Kmet as well. So I think they will be tough to cover because here's the thing. AJ Terrell, he's a good corner, but he gets washed a lot. But I don't think Atlanta has enough corners who can cover those playmakers. So, yeah. So I feel like Atlanta's probably going to get exposed in the run game, in the passing game, and all that. So, yeah. But I'm telling you, this is the last time I'm probably going to pick the Bears to win this game. Now, if the Bears don't win this game, I will not pick them for the rest of the year. I'm saying this. I'm telling you right now, because if they don't win, I am done with the Bears. I'm totally done. I'm saying. Now, if Atlanta loses this game, they could be out of the playoffs, though. But I don't really know who to pick here, which is tough. But I'm picking the Bears here because I feel like the Bears are gonna like show some fight here, and not blowing this game even if they're up by a lot of points. So I'm gonna take the Bears to win, but give me the 3.5 points. Give me the plus the 3.5 because I'm probably gonna say that say it's gonna be closer than we expected. I'm gonna say the Bears probably win like 24-20, something like that. But I think this game's gonna get ugly. It's not gonna be pretty. I think it might be a little bit ugly, but I'm gonna take the Bears to. I'm gonna go ahead and just say I'm gonna take the Falcons to win, but I'll take the Bears to cover. I'm gonna take the Falcons to win, but I'll take the Bears to win. I'll take the Falcons to cover, and then I'll take the Bears to win. All right, next game we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's favored by 8. Now this is almost kind of a big number, though. I'm not going to hold too long in this game because we already know that Buffalo have lost 2 straight games, which, they should have at least beaten the Jets and Vikings. Now, here's the thing. The only reason why they lost to the Vikings is because they did not double Justin Jefferson, and they had too many turnovers in this game. That's exactly why Buffalo lost. Now I heard the news earlier saying that this game is gonna be in Detroit due to a snowstorm in Buffalo. Like I'm saying, Buffalo's a cold climate, and sometimes the Bills don't want to play in Buffalo. But now they're in Detroit. So, yeah, but with that being said, I'm taking the Bills to win this game because I kind of feel like the Bills are angry and they really want to win. And plus, coming off 2 losses, I think they're going to be extra motivated. So, yeah. But here's the thing about this. They definitely couldn't stop the run last week, which cost them to lose the game. So, yeah. So, by the way, I got the Bills winning because they're at home. They're the better team. They got the better quarterback. And I just think they have the better coaching staff. But here's the thing. I think they're going to do a good job stopping the run this week. And I think they will do a good job doing that. But you know what? Because here's the thing. If Sean McDermott and Les Frazier don't go stud on defense, they're going to get ran on. I'm saying. But I feel like that the Browns are going to move the ball in this game because here's the thing. The Browns were definitely washed last week against the Dolphins because here's the thing. Their defense could even stop a nosebleed in that game. Because all they were doing, they couldn't even stop the run, and they were just letting guys wide open. And Woods is probably the worst defensive coordinator in the league. So maybe Woods can probably change what he's doing. I don't know. But I don't know if the Browns can do it because the Browns are just not a good football team. I can't take the Browns because the Browns look to me like an average team to me and all that. And plus, they're no longer a playoff team, and they're not going to have much to play for this game. And they just keep losing. Now, I think this game might be much closer than we expected because 8 is a lot of points. Because Cleveland's probably going to move the ball on them. And I feel like Buffalo, they're going to move the ball on the Browns as well. And I think Diggs is going to dominate the Browns defense. And Gabe Davis, too. I think the defense can dominate them. Even though the Browns secondary is good, I have respect for the Browns secondary, but I just think the Bills offense is going to dominate them. And I think Josh Allen is going to put up a big game here. So, yeah, and especially defensively, I think they're going to do a good job slowing down Nick Chubb. And I think their secondary can find a way to at least, contain their passing game. And I think they will contain Brissett. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Bills to win. But I don't know if I'll take them to cover. Because I think they did cover in this game last week. I think they did cover. But, yeah. But I'm going to say the Bills at least win by 10 points in this game. I'm going to say they win 27-17, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout, though. I think it's going to be a lot closer. So, yeah. So, I'm just going to take the Bills both ways. So, I'm going to take the Bills to win and the Bills to cover. All right, next game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Indianapolis Colts. Philadelphia is favored by 6.5. I'm going to keep this one a little short now. Just Saturday, the Colts coming off a win against the Raiders, exactly with their first win with their intern head coach with Jeff Saturday, and the Eagles are coming off a tough loss, their first loss of the season against the Washington Commanders. Now, I got the Eagles in this game. I want to go with the Colts, but I'm going with the Eagles here because look, I can't trust the Colts right now. I mean, if the Colts were doing better than I think, I'll lean towards them, but the Colts are just bad. I understand they pull off a win against the Raiders, but I just don't think the Colts are good. So, yeah, and plus the Eagles, they're just a more complete team here, and they have the better quarterback. Look, I think Hurts is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan. And plus, they have the better coaching staff as well. Look, I just kind of really feel like that Look, I can't take... here's the thing. When I look at the Eagles last week against the Washington Commanders, they couldn't even stop the run. Because I heard people saying this, and I don't even know if you heard this before. I literally heard people when I was watching NFL Live on ESPN, there were some sports analysts saying that the Eagles' run defense is atrocious. But the Eagles' run defense is pretty good. The Eagles' run defense is getting disrespected right now because I heard lots of people saying that they have the worst run defense in football because they can't stop the run. Because what they didn't do last week, they couldn't stop the run. Jalen Hurts did not play his best because we seen the play on the last drive that, they turned the ball over. I think they turned the ball 3 or 4 times. Let's check and see. I gotta see. Let's see how many turns I have. The Eagles had 4 turnovers last week. I'm telling you, they had 4 turnovers last week. One was an interception, and the others were just lost fumbles. They literally had 3 lost fumbles. And plus 1 interception, that's 4 turnovers. I'm saying, that's how the Eagles lost that game. But here's the thing. I think the Colts can stay competitive in this game, and I think they can hang around this game because what they did last week, they was able to move the ball against the Raiders, who has the worst run defense in football, and they can do the same thing with the Eagles too. And I feel like the Colts are going to move the ball. They're going to move the ball on them. I'm saying, because Jonathan Taylor's the best running back in the league, so they're going to move the ball on them for sure. I would not be surprised if Indianapolis pulls off this upset, But I just kind of feel like that the Eagles could be a bad matchup for the Colts because the Eagles defense is like very good, especially I heard the news that they added Sue to their roster. So I think that the Eagles defensively, I think they can find a way to, like, maybe they can contain Jonathan Taylor in this game. And I think their secondary is very good, which I think they can find a way to at least, like, stop the passing game, not let their players wide open. So, yeah, because the Colts receiving core is kind of bad. I mean, we get it. I mean, their receivers are young, but they're not great. And another reason why I'm taking the Eagles to win because I just don't know who's going to be playing core for the Colts. Rather Matt Ryan's going to start again, or rather it's going to be Sam Ehlinger. I mean, who knows? I got the Eagles to win this game, but I'm just going to go ahead and just say the game is going to be close, but I'm going to say the Eagles win like 27. I'm going to say the Eagles win like 24-17, like a much closer game like this. But I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles blow them out. I mean, yeah. But here's the thing. If the Eagles can get up early, they might blow the Colts out. I'm just saying. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just take the Eagles to win, but I'll take the 6.5. I'll take the Colts to cover plus the 6.5. All right, next game we have the New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. Patrons are minus 3.5. Now, as y'all know at that, I'm a Patrons fan, but I kind of like the Patrons. Now, last time when these two teams played, we were favored on the. They were favored on the road in New Jersey, but this time they're favored at home against the Jets. But in that case, I got the Patrons winning this game, and here's why. The reason why I got the Pats win this game because one reason, they're at home. Second, they have the better coaching staff. Third, they're at home. 4, Bill Belichick has owned the Jets, and they recently got the Jets number for like years. So that's pretty much why I think the Patrons win. I mean, the Patrons, I feel like that game was kind of ugly. Last time these two teams played, this game was kind of ugly because I think the Patrons, what they did defensively, I think they really stopped the run that game and forced a lot of turnovers. I mean, yeah, especially, they're coming off a bye. They're coming off a bye because they're well rested and all that. So, yeah. I mean, I think this game right here is going to be closer than we expected because I think what the Patriots are going to do, they're going to move the ball on them. I'm saying they're going to move the ball on the Jets. They're going to move the ball on them because the Patriots run defense is definitely. I feel like the Patriots run defense is a little overrated. So I feel like the Patriots are gonna. I feel like the Jets are gonna move the ball on them. Even without Breece Hall, I still think they can move the ball on them. And Zach Wilson, I think the Jets might. And defensively, I think the Jets can find a way to get pressure and all that. And they can find a way to stop the run and all that. I think the Jets are gonna hang in this game. Plus, Solomon has done a good job with his defense lately. So, yeah. So, by the way, I'll take the Patrons to win, but I'll take the 3.5 points. Like, give me the plus 3.5. because I think the Jets. I think this is the best bet. I think the Jets hang around this game, so I'll. So I'm gonna say it's gonna get closer, but I think it's gonna get a little uglier like last time. Hmm. I'm gonna say that the Jets. By the way, I'm gonna say that the Jets. I'm gonna say the Patriots win this game. Like I'm gonna say like maybe like 23-20, something like that. So, by the way, I'm gonna take the Patriots to win, but I'll take the Jets to cover. All right, next game we have the LA Rams versus the New Orleans Saints. Saints are favored by 3.5. Now I don't know why. I don't even know why the Saints are favored in this game. I think the reason why they're favored in this game because of I don't know why. I mean that's what it just says. I mean LA should be favored, but who cares? So, by the way, both these two teams are coming off a loss. And by the way, it can go either way though, but here's some bad news that I got for the Rams. Now, we already know that Cooper Kupp is injured and he's on IR. So he's gonna be out for a couple weeks. And plus Matthew Stafford, I'm regretting that he's gonna play this week. We know he didn't play last week. So yeah, but if he plays, I might go the Rams here. But if he doesn't, I might roll the Saints. But I'm regretting Stafford's gonna play in this game. Now when I look at those teams, both of these offenses are definitely atrocious because I don't even know who has the worst offense in football, but the Saints. Now both these two teams are without their number one receivers. So yeah. The Saints, they have not been looking good recently without their receivers. They haven't looking good without their players on offense. But they looked good in that one game, but yeah. But that's just a different but that's just a different Saints team. But when I look at the Rams here, the Rams offensively, the Rams are on a losing streak right now, and how the way they've been losing, it's been getting bad for them. Offensively, they have not been getting a rhythm here, and and defensively, they've been starting. The defense has been starting to keep them in games, but I don't know if their defense is as good as it was in the past. But it hasn't looked it very well lately. But I think they can stop the run, but their pass defense is totally atrocious. Like here's the thing. Jalen Ramsey is just washed. Like he's just getting burnt like toast every other play. But he's been playing a lot better though. He hasn't been playing bad. And Aaron Donald, he's dominant up front. But he's never great. But here's the thing. And plus, the offensive line is not as good as last year. But here's the thing. I think Aaron Donald can definitely be a problem to the Saints defense. Because the Saints can be a problem to the Saints offensive line. Because I don't think the Saints offensive line is as good as it was. So I think the Rams defense can give the Saints offense a lot of issues. And I think they can slow down Kamara. Maybe the secondary, maybe Jalen Ramsey can do a good job covering Jarvis Landry or maybe Chris Olave. Yeah. But I don't even know. I think the Rams might get ran on a little bit, but not much. I think both their defenses might get ran on this game. Because I just feel like they could get ran on this game. Like, don't get me wrong. It could be. But I feel like it could be a little bit of a defensive game because both of their defenses are good, but their offenses are sketchy. But here's the thing. The Rams are a bad matchup for the Saints because the Rams always play the Saints pretty tough because because of their defense. And plus the Saints could be a bad matchup for the Rams because of their defense too. I mean, the Saints defense might get a little ran on this game, but I don't really know. But even those teams without their number one receivers, I think their offense can move the ball on each other. Even though the game's in New Orleans, I don't think it matters though. And even Cooper Kupp is hurt, I don't really care and it doesn't matter. I'm picking the Rams to win because they have a better quarterback. They have a better coaching. They got a better coaching staff. And I just think they're just a more complete team in this game. Even though the Saints are favorite, I feel like they're just a more complete team in this game. Plus, the Rams are underdogs as well. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Rams to win. But I'll not take the Rams to cover. So, give me the 3.5 points. I'll take plus the 3.5 with the Saints because I think the Saints will cover this game. So I'm gonna say the Rams win like 23-17, something like that. I think the Saints might stay in this game. I mean, as long as Andy Dalton doesn't play garbage, then I think he can. Then I think they'll stay in the game. But I think the Rams find a way to pull it off. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Rams to win, but I'll take the Saints. I'm gonna take the Saints to cover plus 3.5. But I'll take the Rams to win the game. Hopefully Matthew Stafford plays well. And hope he has a good game coming off an injury. All right, next game. We have the Detroit Lions versus the New York Giants. Giants are favored by -3. Now, I'm going to keep this one a little bit short. Now, we already know that the Lions are coming off of they're coming off a massive comeback against the Bears. Giants are coming off they're definitely coming off a win against big win against the Texans. So I feel like the game can go either way, but I don't really think so because the Lions, literally have the worst run defense they really have the worst defense in the league. But the Lions defensively, they're starting to get better though. I mean, they're putting a lot of fight. They're playing with energy. Dan Campbell's been coaching his team, coaching the players up. They've been having good game plans lately. So yeah, so I think the Lions can hang around this game. But when I look at the Giants, what the Giants like to do offensively, they like to run the ball, and plus their defense has been playing good. And plus, they got Martindale, who's a great coordinator. Like he likes to shut down offenses every time on third down. He's good on third down. And plus, he's been the best defensive coordinator in the league. So yeah, but I think the Lions are gonna struggle with is Martindale's blitzing. So yeah, I think the Giants I think the Giants defense can do a maybe good job, slowing down the Lions run game and maybe scare Jared Goff because Jared Goff, he's not really good on the road against good opponents. So yeah. So, by the way, with that being said, I'm taking the Giants to win this game because they're at home and they're just a more complete team and have the better coaching staff as well. And I think they have the better quarterback. I think Danny Dimes is better than Jared Goff. So, yeah, I think the Giants find a way to win this game, but I think it will be close, but give me the 3 points, plus the 3 points with the Lions. So, yeah. So, I'm going to say the Lions are going to... I think the Giants might get ran on this game because the Lions' offense, what they like to do offensively, they like to pass the ball on people. And, Jared Goff sometimes... And, Jared Goff, he's not really afraid of throwing the ball deep. in finding guys open, but he could be though, at least for like maybe when defenses are forcing him to make the short throws. So I think so in this case, I'm taking the Giant. I'm gonna say the Giants win like 27-20, something like that. But I don't think it's gonna be a blowout though. But here's the thing: if the Giants get up early, they might blow the Lions out. So with that being said, give me the Giants to win, but I got the Lions to cover. All right, next game we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are favored by -13. Now I'm gonna keep this one a little short. Now the Panthers might be having questions at quarter. Now Panthers are coming off a win last Thursday against the Falcons. Ravens are coming off a bye. So with that being said, so I got the Ravens to win this game. I mean, I can't trust the Panthers to fight them despite a win last week. I mean, I just feel like the Panthers are just one of the worst teams in the league, while the Ravens are looking to be the best team in the league. So, yeah, and plus, the Ravens are at home. They have a better quarterback. They have a better coach and staff, and they're just a more complete team. I mean, I think the game right here is going to be very interesting to watch, but I think it will be closer than we expected. Because I think the Ravens, what I think they can do defensively, I don't even know who's playing quarterback. I think defensively they can they can stop the run, they can stop the passing game really well. I mean, their defense has been playing really good lately, and Lamar Jackson's playing really well. I mean, without Mark Andrews and Bateman, their offense is starting to look pretty good. I mean, I feel like Devin Duvernay is like their number one receiver. So yeah, and so the Ravens, they're starting to get a lot of players involved, like Isaiah Likely and Devin Duvernay, like those guys. They're starting to get more players involved. So yeah, but I think in the Panthers, like I don't know who's playing quarterback. It's gonna be Baker Mayfield or PJ Walker. But I just found out that Baker is gonna start. But if Baker plays, I think this game right here could be a blowout. But if PJ Walker plays, it could be close. I don't really know. Because here's the thing. Because Baker has success against the Ravens. Like, don't get me wrong. He has success against the Ravens. So I think they can keep this one interesting. But I don't know if they can, though. Because the Panthers could have the worst offense in the league and the worst defense. But I feel like their defense can stay competitive in game, but they haven't been due to injuries. So, yeah. So, by the way, I think the Ravens find a way to win this game. But the 13 points is kind of disrespectful, and it's kind of too many points. But I don't think I can take them both ways. But I'm kind of leaning towards the Panthers to cover. So, yeah. So, I'm going to say maybe the Ravens win like 24-13, something like that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Ravens to win, but I'll take the Panthers to cover. You know what? By the way, I'll just take the Ravens both ways. So I'm going to take them to win and to cover. Next game, we have the Washington Commanders versus the Houston Texans. Washington is favored by 3.5. Now, I'm going to keep this one short. Now, Washington is coming off a big upset win against the Eagles, and Texans are coming off a big loss against the Giants. I got the Washington Commies win this game. I mean, they're just a better team. They have a better coaching staff. They're more stable with the quarterback position. Like I don't even know who's playing that quarterback. It's gonna be Wentz or Heineken. But it doesn't really matter. I got Washington win this game because Washington is playing good football right now. I mean, the defense is starting to play a lot better. Offensively, they're playing a lot better, and Heineke is starting to make big plays, and Terry McLaurin, he's uncoverable. So, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, because Washington is pretty much underrated, because trust me, I mean what they really did, against the Eagles, their defense played really well, and the offense looked pretty good against. And the offense looked pretty good. So yeah. So I think. So yeah. So I feel like Washington is pretty much underrated this year, and plus, Curtis Samuel's a good number 2 receiver, and Dawson's a good receiver. I mean, if Wentz was playing this game, I might lean towards the Texans, but I think Heineken is playing better football right now, and I'm regretting that Heineken, because I just heard a report saying that Heineken will start again, since I don't know if Wentz is healthy enough to play. So yeah. So by the way, I will, and plus Texans, they have the worst run defense in football. So I feel like Washington can run past them, and plus I think that Terry McLaurin's gonna have a big game too, because the Texans don't really have any corners who can cover him, because Terry McLaurin is like a game changer, and he's very explosive in this game. So yeah, I feel like he will be a problem to that Texans defense. So yeah, so I will take Washington to win, but I'll take them to cover as well. So I'm gonna say they win like 27-10. But here's the thing: if they can get up early, they might blow the Texans out. So yeah. So I'll just say, so I'm taking Washington both ways. Next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Denver Broncos. Raiders are underdogs this week, so Denver's favored by 2.5. Now, I called it a trap game for some reason, because both of these two teams suck. I mean, both their offenses are a little sketchy, but the Broncos defense, it's okay, but not great. But they can stop the run, I guess, and they can stop their passing game. I think they can, but I think they can stop their passing game, but not really. I mean, Denver looked it pretty well against the they looked it pretty well against the Titans until they start falling apart, where Russell Wilson threw that interception. So yeah, while the Raiders, they literally have the worst run defense in football. I mean, they can't. I feel like their defense can't stop a nosebleed right now. I mean, they can't stop the run, and they can't stop their pass game as well. So their secondary is atrocious. So they can't really cover anybody. I mean, the defense is just literally just Max Crosby carrying the team. It's just only Max Crosby, but I feel like Chandler Jones has regressed. Denzel Perryman has regressed as well. And the offensive line, the offense is getting a lot better now. Now, they showed some fight against the Cowboys, though, but they didn't really do enough. They showed some fight against the Colts, but they didn't really do enough to win, because when the Raiders went for it on 4th down, they couldn't even score in the end zone. Like, the Colts weren't letting guys open. I mean, that's how they lost that game. But here's the thing. I think the Raiders are going to move the ball in this game. I think they're going to run the ball in this game. I feel like Josh Jacobs is going to run the rock, because I feel like I don't think the Broncos defensive line is as good as it was. So I think the Raiders can run the ball on them. And plus, I think they can pass the ball on them, because, they got Devontae Adams, who is a stud, but he hasn't been looking great all season. But I feel like with Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow on IR, kind of hurts them a lot. But I still think the Raiders can move the ball on them. So yeah. But I think the Broncos defense can find a way to make some stops, but I don't know. But here's the thing. I think, the game's in Denver. I don't think it matters, though. But I know Mile High is a tough place to play at, and the Broncos defense, it literally carries them in games. But I think the defense will keep them. I think the Broncos defense will keep them in the game. But I'm taking the Raiders here to win, because I just kind of felt that the Raiders just own the Broncos. Like, the Raiders do a good job against the Broncos. Like, they've been beating them for years, and plus, their offense. I feel like Derek Carr is going to play better in this game, and I think they will respond. And I think the offensive line is going to play better, and I think the defense might play better in this game. I think Patrick Graham might have a good game plan, and I think Josh McDaniels is going to put up a good game plan to stay in the game. So yeah. So by the way, I'll take the Raiders to win, but give me the 2.5 points. I'm not taking the Raiders to cover because the Raiders are just bad. Because I can't trust the Raiders to cover because they're not because they can't cover. So I'm taking Denver to cover this game because I think they will stay in the game. So give me the Broncos to cover plus the 2.5, but I'll take the Raiders to win the game. And I'm hoping that Derek Carr has a good game. So yeah. All right, next game we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. Dallas is favored by 1.5. Now I believe this game's in Minnesota. So yeah, and also the Vikings are underdogs this week. But here's the thing. This game can definitely go either way. Now, last time when we seen these two teams played, I believe the Cowboys beat them. But I think they beat them by 3. I think they beat them by 4, I think. Without Dak Prescott. But this is a different Cowboys team where Dak Prescott is playing against Kirk Cousins. Now, I feel like Dallas is... And here's the thing. Minnesota's coming off a overtime win victory against the Bills, and the Cowboys are coming off a win. They're coming off a tough loss against the Packers. But here's the thing. I think the Cowboys are a bad matchup for the Vikings. Why? Because Dallas has a great pass rush, and they can find a way to, and they can stop the run really good, and especially their pass defense. Their pass defense is solid. But here's the thing. Dallas defense is pretty much underrated this year. So, yeah, the thing is that the reason why they're underrated this year because, they don't really give you the easy stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much why. And plus, offensively, they get easy on everybody. Which they should have at least beat the Packers, though, because they played really well on both sides of the ball, and they stayed in the game, which they should have won that game. But the only reason why they should have won is because, the reason why they lost that game because, the offense, they were getting too many threes and outs, and then defensively, they literally got ran on because Christian Watson dominated them and Aaron Jones did. So, yeah. So, I think the Cowboys can stay in this game, but and while the Vikings, they've been looking pretty good lately. Offensively, Justin Jefferson dominated the Bills' defense, and then, their defense was playing really well in this game, where Patrick Peterson, he looked pretty well against the Bills as well, which he had 2 interceptions in that game, and that allowed him the victory. So, yeah, but the Vikings didn't look good in the first half, especially they looked good in the second half, so, yeah. But here's the thing. I feel like that the Vikings, I just kind of feel like the Cowboys defense could definitely give the Vikings offense a tough time. Maybe they can at least put Kirk Cousins, force him to pass the ball, put him under pressure and all that. Maybe you can force him to hold on to the ball and all that. But I don't really know if Kirk Cousins is going to do that, though, because the Vikings, have one of the best receivers in the league, which is Justin Jefferson, which he's the most uncoverable guy in the league where, he gets a lot of catches and gets open over 10 yards. So, yeah, but I don't really know if Dallas has enough corners to do that. But I feel that, the Vikings offense can at least, move the ball against them because Dalvin Cook, what he did, he moved the ball on the Bills' defense. So I feel like the Vikings offensive line the Vikings offensive line is not as bad as you think. So I feel like that their offensive line can give the Cowboys defense a lot of issues. So, yeah. And plus, here's the thing. I think the Cowboys defense will get ran on this game because the Vikings offensive line is very strong and they have good pass protection as well. Now, defensively, what the Vikings do, they're so underrated. Like, they don't give you the easy stuff and all that. They stop the run really well, and they stop their passing game, and they don't really allow you to run them over. So, yeah, that's how the Vikings. That's how underrated the Vikings are on defense. So I think maybe Patrick Peterson can do a good job covering CeeDee Lamb, and maybe Harrison Smith can do a good job covering Dalton Schultz. And I don't even know who's going to cover Michael Gallup, which that will be a question. But yeah, but I think the Vikings defense finds a way to, maybe they can find a way to get pressure. Like maybe they can find a way to like get pressure. Like maybe they can slow down Zeke in their running game and get pressure. Like, force Dak into some bad throws. Like make him uncomfortable. Like put him like under pressure and all that. Yeah. But I don't really know who the D coordinator for the Vikings is, but that guy is good. So yeah. But here's the thing. I think this game is gonna be fun to watch, and I think it will be closer than people expected. But I'm leaning towards the Vikings. I mean, if this game was in Dallas, I might roll the Cowboys here. But since the game is in Minnesota, I'm leaning towards the Vikings to win this game because they're at home, and plus, Minnesota hasn't lost a home game all year, and US Bank Stadium's a tough place to play at, though. It's one of the most underrated stadiums in football. So yeah. And also, I just kind of feel like Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and TJ Hockenson, I feel like those guys are going to be tough to cover. So, yeah. And I think their defense can keep them in the game. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Vikings to win, but I'll take the 1.5 points, though. So, I think it will be closer. And it might be a little bit of a high-scoring game, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was a low-scoring game, like it was getting ugly. But I think the Cowboys hang around the game. So, yeah. So, I'm going to say it's going to be close. So, I'm going to say maybe the Vikings win like 31-26, something like that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Cowboys to cover plus the 1.5, but I'll take the Vikings to win the game. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus Pittsburgh Steelers. Cincy's favored by -4. Now, last time, I believe when these two teams played, the Steelers beat them. So, yeah. And they're also coming off a win against the Saints. And the Bengals are coming off a bye. So, yeah. But I got to take the Bengals to win this game. I mean, the Bengals are just a more complete team. They have a better quarterback. I mean, I can't take the Steelers. I mean, I feel like the Steelers are just completely overrated, and they're just a legitimate bad team. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I think their defense – I mean, yeah, I understand they won last week, but I understand the defense played really well last week. But can they, do it again? Maybe. I don't really know. But I think the Steelers can definitely hang around this game as long as they stay competitive, though. But Kenny Pickett has not been great recently, so yeah. Maybe the Bengals defense can maybe confuse him and all that. Maybe they get pressure and stop the run and making them comfortable. And plus, they have a great secondary, which I think they can find a way to at least cover the Steelers, pass catchers. Maybe on a corner can probably maybe Mike Hilton or maybe cover Deontay Johnson. Maybe Bates can cover Baramu. So yeah. And plus, the Steelers have the worst offensive line in the league, so I think the Bengals can find a way to dictate the pace there. But yeah. And plus, Bengals had more to play for because they have a chance to make the playoffs and the Steelers don't. I mean, yeah, we understand the Steelers have the Bengals number, but the Bengals had their number as well. So yeah. So I think the game could be closer than we expect to. I would have been shocked if it would have been close. But here's the thing: if the Bengals can get up early, they might blow the Steelers out because they did that last time. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Bengals to win, but I'm probably gonna take the Bengals to cover. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals both ways, and I'm gonna say the Bengals win like 24 to like 16, something like that. So yeah, so I got the Bengals to win and the Bengals to cover. I got them both ways. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, they're not gonna lose to the Steelers again. I mean, yeah. I mean, the Bengals, they should easily win that game. Next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the LA Chargers. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 5.5. Now, this game right here can go either way because this game is in LA. Now, last time when these two teams play, I believe the Chiefs beat them. Now, we understand the Chargers have a lot of injuries, though, but I'm just hoping that, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams play this game. That would be pretty nice. But here's the thing. The Chargers should have at least beaten the Niners, though, because their offense, they literally had the lead because the offense was moving the ball. They were getting players more involved. They got DeAndre Carter involved. They're starting to get Palmer involved. I mean, the Chargers' weapons, offensively, the Chargers are getting more players involved. So, yeah. Defensively, they looked at pretty good in the first half until they started declining. So, yeah. But here's the thing. The Chargers should have beat the Chiefs, like in the first game. The reason why they should have at least beat Kansas City because the defense was playing good and Herbert was looking good against that Chiefs defense. But I feel like this is a different Chargers team where I think where the Chargers, can get extra motivated to play them because I feel like the Chargers, they might be a team that can definitely make the playoffs this year or they can barely miss it because I believe their playoff hopes are still alive. While the Chiefs, the Chiefs really can't. But when I look at the Chiefs, their defense is definitely, it's okay, but not great. But I think they can stop the run, but I don't think they can stop the pass really well. So yeah. So I think when I look at the Chiefs defense, it's kind of overrated though. Like their defense has been playing really good for like the past several weeks, but yeah, we understand that's a different Chiefs. We know that Chiefs defense is really good. They like to play the run really well. So yeah. So by the way, I think the game right here could definitely be closer than we expected. But when I go towards the game, now when I look at both of their defenses, I say the Chargers defense is a lot better because here's the thing. I think what the Chargers can do defensively, I think they can find a way to get pressure, like not give the Chiefs the easy stuff, force them in some bad situation, make Pat Mahomes look uncomfortable and all that. And plus, the Chiefs last time dominated the Chargers secondary. But you know what? The Chargers don't really got J.C. Jackson, but I really don't care. But I think their defense of the Chargers is very solid. And plus, I think they can find a way to cover the Chiefs passing game. Maybe Derwin James can do a good job, maybe covering Kelsey and maybe, either Asante Samuel or maybe Michael Davis can do a good job covering maybe Kadarius Toney or maybe Juju if he's playing or maybe Valdes-Scantling or maybe the rookie Moore. But the problem is that, Mecole Hardman is not going to be playing this game, which, it's not a significant loss for the Chiefs, so yeah. But I feel like that the Chiefs can hang around this game. And plus, their offense is the best in the league. And here's the thing. They're going to move the ball on them. I'm saying they're going to move the ball on the Chargers because the Chargers defense has not been looking good without Bosa here. Now, here's the thing. If Brandon Staley doesn't go stud on his defense, now if he doesn't have Joey Bosa playing, they're gonna get ran on. I'm saying they're gonna get pushed around in this game. But I don't think they're gonna get pushed around much in this game. But they might a little bit, but not that much. But you know what? Since the game's in LA, I'm leaning towards I'm leaning towards the Chargers in this game because I'm picking the Chargers to pull off the upset this week. I think the Chargers win because they're at home. And plus, I think they do get back on track this week coming off a loss against the Niners. So, yeah. And I think their defense plays better in this game. And I think the offense plays a lot better in this game. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Chargers to win this game. And plus, Herbert, had success against the Chiefs. I mean, they beat them. He's beaten the Chiefs twice. So, yeah. So, I feel like if they win, they'll be the third time they beat them. So, yeah. So I feel like Stanley's going to have a good game plan against Andy Reid's offense. So, yeah. But, last time when they played, Spags had a good game plan against the Chargers offense. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Chargers to win, but give me the 5.5 points, though. I like the points with the Chiefs. So, I think it will be closer, though, but I think it could get a little bit ugly. But I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover plus the 5.5, but give me the Chargers to win the game. So I'm going to say the Chargers win like 26-23, something like that. Maybe they win by a field goal or maybe a touchdown. So, yeah. So I'm going to take the Chargers to win, and I'll take the Chiefs to cover. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Now, Niners are favored by 8. They're favored by -8. Now, I'm not going to spend too long in this one. Now, I believe this game's in Mexico. Now, San Francisco's coming off a win against the Chargers. Cardinals coming off a win against the Rams. Now, last time when these two teams played, I believe the Cardinals beat them twice. Because I think, it's a game where Kyler Murray has dominated the Niners. So, yeah. But I feel like this is a team that I think Kyler Murray usually owns. But this is a different Niners team where, where the Niners, with their defense is playing really well, and the offense is looking pretty good. I mean, the offense has been looking pretty good for like weeks, especially, it's looking dynamic with Christian McCaffrey. So, yeah. And, the running game is solid, and plus their passing game is solid. I mean, Deebo Samuel's a game changer, and George Kittle's a game changer, and Brandon Ayuk is solid. So, yeah, so the Niners offense is very dynamic. It's like the best in the league. And defensively, they're really good. And D'Amico Ryans has done a good, fantastic job with his defense, giving him good playing game plans. The Niners defense, they do a good job stopping the run and containing the pass really well. Like, they don't really give you the easy stuff, and they don't really allow you to run them over. So, yeah. That's how good this Niners team is. So, yeah, while the Cardinals, their defense, their offense is pretty good, but the defense is bad. Like, it's okay, but not great. Vance Joseph has done a good job with his defense lately, but I don't really think the Cardinals really have the talent, though, defensively. So, yeah. But I'm going to have to take the Niners to win because the Niners, they're just a more complete team. They have the better coach. And I just think they have that's pretty much why. Yeah. Yeah. I can't trust the Cardinals right now because the Cardinals are just a legitimate bad team and the Niners are just a legitimate good team. So, yeah. But here's the thing. If the Cardinals, I feel if Kyler Murray plays well, then I think they will keep it competitive. But I think they will keep it competitive and a lot closer. But I think the Niners have the edge here because they're just more talented in this game and they're a better coach team. And so, yeah. So I'm going to take the Niners to win and the Niners to cover. So, yeah, but I'm going to say the Niners win like 27-16, something like that. It could definitely be a big number, but I don't really think so. So, yeah, so I'm just going to take the Niners both ways. So I'm going to take the Niners to win and the Niners to cover. Well, all right, guys. Those are all my Week 11 picks for this week. Hope you guys enjoy watching. And don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comment section below what you think. So, yeah, it's a man. By the way, there's a game that's coming on right now. I think I'm finna look at it. So, yeah. So, yeah, but it's Emmanuel Jones from a big fan. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more options. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.